The following will contain spoilers for One Piece up to Wano. In a series as big as One Piece with so many different factions, it's important to make each one feel distinct from the others. Otherwise, you could run the risk of these groups of characters all blending together in the audience's mind. So, I want to explore the ways that One Piece makes its group of characters feel distinct from one another. However, I'm only going to explore the design themes of the major antagonists. We'll look at how the design themes reinforce what a group of characters represent, the themes of an arc, and their fighting styles. Buggy is a reoccurring gag character. A major part of Buggy's character is his insecurities. Since he's the butt of a joke, he is a clown. So his group are members of the circus. His crew embody these ideas in how they fight. Kabaji is someone who uses parlor tricks such as breathing fire or wielding juggling swords. Buggy uses a technique common to magicians where they will cut someone in half and put them back together. While cannons are common for pirates, it is also a trope for circus performers to shoot people out of them. Syrup Village is an arc all about lies, and Kuro is a deceptive manipulator who lies in wait before striking. That's why his group are cats, which are commonly characterized with that personality. The Nyaban brothers pretend to be weak to catch Zoro off guard and steal his swords. Even Django embodies this idea as someone who forces others to believe lies through hypnotism. Bharatiya was all about the idea that invincible weapons are nothing compared to spirit. Don Krieg was someone who valued invincible weaponry, which is why his crew was made up of people such as Pearl. But when Pearl gets hurt, he falls apart because tools are nothing without spirit. Mihawk perfectly embodies the opposite idea. While Mihawk used a mere dagger and Zoro used mighty blades, even a small dagger could become an invincible weapon through spirit. For all of Don Krieg's mighty weapons, Luffy shattered each one with spirit alone. Arlong Park was all about the idea that blood doesn't matter. Arlong boasted about how fishmen were superior to human simply by having been born a superior bloodline. However, most of Arlong's crew falls apart in spite of their evolutionary advantages. Hachi may have had 6 swords, but Zoro was a swordsman. Karubi could breathe underwater, but that became his weakness when Sanji breathed air into his gills. Chu and Usopp could both shoot enemies from afar, but Usopp outsmarted him despite having a weaker weapon. Luffy made a mockery of all of Arlong's displays of power before sending him down along with his base. Waffle was the king of his country, which is why his crew was comprised of pieces on a chessboard, with one of them literally being named chess, treating the lives of his country as pawns. Just as a king on a chessboard is the most important piece, Waffle viewed himself in the same way. Crocodile's crew is known as Baroque works, a word that refers to something irregularly shaped, with the most irregularly shaped thing being his crew itself, as outside of numbers and holidays, their unifying design theme is not very strong. With other pirate crews, you could see how their themes tied them close together, but most Baroque work members look completely different, and ironically, that's what ties them together. Crocodile doesn't trust people, and that's why his subordinates are nothing more than expendable numbers to him. They have a weak, unified design theme because they are hardly a unified crew, just a collection of selfish criminals. At any given moment, they would betray each other for a promotion, his organization failing because they fought only for themselves. Zoro had learned that fighting for others came before his desire to grow. Nami overcame Miss Doublefinger because the pain of her allies meant more than her own pain. Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas didn't care for Crocodile's ambitions, where Usopp and Chopper would not allow others to laugh at the dreams of their friends. Even after Crocodile was so close to achieving his ambitions, Robin betrayed him, where she would gladly share that information with the people she would come to call her friends. Enol was a man with a god complex. As such, his crew has a clear angel theme, Enol having the power to pass divine judgment and hear the voices of all his subjects, just like a god. CP9 were a group of killers who lied in wait before striking, which is why each of them is based on a predator, well, most of them. But they also fit into the greater theme of the Marines as a whole. Most Marines are based on some kind of animal. The warlords are a hawk, crocodile, flamingo, vampire bat, bear, boa constrictor, and whale shark, with the admirals based on Journey to the West, a pheasant, dog, and monkey. Even X-Drake, who is revealed to be a secret Marine, is a T-Rex. Above all these animals is the greatest animal of all, a dragon. Moria's crew has an undead theme. Moria was someone who fell apart after the loss of his original crew, so he strived to create a crew he had no attachment to, while showing his inability to move on from loss. Moria is based on Dracula because just like Dracula, the rising sun brought his defeat, and Moria's design also represents an escalation in conflict. In the East Blue, most of the antagonists were drawn in ways where they weren't very intimidating. The Grand Line was where the series began to have more imposing antagonists, but most of them were still human-sized. But with Moria, the design started to become huge, designs after Thriller Bark becoming larger and larger than your average human. Boa Hancock's Amazon warriors are all based on snakes, with the Boa sisters in particular being based on Medusa. The Boa sisters were traumatized because of their torture by the celestial dragons, not wanting others to gaze upon their bodies. Hancock has the ability to make those who look at her beauty turn to stone, and the Boa sisters claiming the marks on their backs were eyes that would do the same thing. Just as Medusa was once beautiful, but was cursed, with her hair changing to snakes and having all those who gazed into her eyes turn to stone. Impel Down itself is designed after the 7 layers of hell. This is appropriate because the celestial dragons seek to rule the world as gods, the warden having the ability to turn into a hydra, as Satan was known to take on a dragon form with multiple heads, with the other members of the guards having demonic costumes. Doflamingo is a Joker who values chaos, which is why his crew is themed after cards, the Joker card often being referred to as a wild card. And as pointed out by Mr. Morj, Doflamingo, the heartless monster, was missing the heart card. But Doflamingo also has a flamingo theme, as Doflamingo is a bird who flies free while trapping others in a bird cage. The card theme also fits his role in the story. Doflamingo supplies Kaido and Big Mom. Kaido carries this card theme with a Jack, Queen, and King. Big Mom also carries this theme as the Red Queen of Cards from Alice in Wonderland. Big Mom is a massive glutton who values food above all else, which is why her crew has a food theme. However, her crew also carries an Alice in Wonderland theme, as Big Mom is a delusional overgrown child who believes that all races being under her blood will create equality. Kaido is a dragon, the king of animals, which is why his crew is comprised of Zoan users. Wano is an arc all about will, which is why Kaido's fruit is a koi fish, as in Mythos, a single koi fish was able to climb the waterfall and become a dragon. However, this also flows into another myth of a lazy dragon being struck down by a tiger. That's all the designs I wanted to talk about in this video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave me a like and subscribe for more One Piece content in the future. Also, share what your favorite design themes in One Piece are in the comments below. It'll really help me out in the algorithm. A massive thank you to my coffee supporters, Kenny Olesi and Alex Enterprises, and I will see you in the next video.